And hello, my dears, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you are hearing me good. And traditional questions, do you hear me good? Or no? Just write plus in a chat if you hear me good and see me good. It's too important. I have the time difference between broadcast and between chat, but it's a not big difference. I'm C plus, and it's beautiful. It's suppose that hear me good and see me good because signal uh, not beautiful, signal so low, and I hope that translation will be without bufferization, will be without obstacles and something like this. I hope that always be okay. And hello, my dears. I'm happy that you are coming on my broadcast now on a broadcast 105 viewers. And today will be not typical broadcast with news or something like this. Today will be so soft broadcasting, so easy broadcast. Today I will use a function. It's a function question. It's a question for the more comfortable searching question from you, my dears. You can see its function on the top of your chat. You can see two blue message on the bottom. It's our requisite for supporting our channel. It's PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee services, and blue message on the up over this. Over requisites, it's a question function. On a previous broadcast, I'm used its function, and I think I'm sees it. It's a very comfortable function because if you just write message in questions, I'm so quickly find it and I can answer on your question. It will be more comfortable for you and for me too. Hello, all country. I'm see a lot of messages from a lot of country. I'm happy that you are coming on our broadcast. And at first, what I wanna tell on our broadcast, I wanna say hello for the guys from Old Pro Painting. Hello, guys. I hope you are okay. And we are starting our broadcast. And traditionally, we are talking about Russian losses. For today, we have a number in 181,000 lost Russian soldiers. It's a very big number. We're very close to the number of 200,000. You should understand that if we will have a number 200,000 of Russian dead soldiers, it's not included wounded guys and not included guys who abandoned Russian position. It will be a 30% of Russian army. 30%. But don't forget about mobilized people, but prisoners. This guy make a number of Russian soldiers biggest, but 30% it's a very big damage for army, because by Ukrainian field manual, if unit, for example battalion or brigade, lose more than 30% of his personnel, this brigade or battalion cannot do some offensive activities, for example. It's strange only for the defense. And thanks for our defenders, thanks for Armed Force of Ukraine, for National Guard, thanks for this guy, Russia lose offensive potential. But don't forget that Russian mobilization is not finished for today. That Russia had a lot of people in his country, and these people can be mobilized, but as experience show for us that when mobilized soldier coming in the front line, they doesn't have enough equipment, doesn't have enough weapon, ammo, they doesn't have enough experience, and the Russia use mobilized soldiers like a meat. And Chris Lambert give a question. The Russian deaths also include LNR and DNR too. Yes, it's number including. In this number, how we make these numbers? Every battalions reporting to the on a more higher commanding about result for one day, for example. And for example, when we fight in Rubizhne, we fight against not only Russian regular army, it was LNR and DNR soldiers, and for us it's not interesting, it's DNR or Russian soldiers, Tungusi, Burati or something like this. It's enemies, and we report about our result. And we have this number in general. It doesn't matter, it's regular soldiers or soldiers from a quasi-republic. Yes. And don't forget using question function. I'm repeat. On the top of our chat in a broadcast, you can see two messages. First messages, it requisite for supporting our channel, and this message we had a function question. If you want to give me a question, just use this function, it will be more comfortable for me, and I am answer on the first question what I am see. Mark Summers asked, what you have pictures in your post with the Nazi SS division badge? I thought Ukrainians were not Nazi. The post was 10 days ago. Guy with SS shield badge on arm. Why? So I will say that it's not a Nazi badge because in Ukraine, Nazi it's like a Soviet communists. It's illegal in Ukraine. We have a law. Government make a law maybe 3 or 4 years ago about denazification, about decommunization of country, and using Nazi symbols and Soviet symbols. It's a little bit illegal. If you see patches with a school, for example. School in a military culture we using like a symbol of the death, and we know that Nazi corpses, Nazi regiments use in his insignia school too, and for example, patch what's used in our soldier can look so similar with Nazi symbols, but it's not Nazi symbols, because schools using every army, every soldier, every special forces, if the school can be looks like a Nazi symbol, but it's no. In our brigade, for example, native Nazi symbols, it's illegal and we cannot use it. So I hope that I'm answer on your question. And I'm understand what about you ask. If you check it more detail, if you check it for the more detail, Mark, you can see that school changed, and it's school in a helmet, and it's not. It looks like similar with SS shield, but it's not SS shield. You can see on a SS patch and on a patch on the soldier. So yes, and I'm see that not all my dears using a function of a question. I don't know if it's working good or no. You can use it or can't use. If you cannot use, just mark our channel in a chat, and your message will be marked on a yellow color, and I'm too comfortable find your question, but I will answer on the next question. Uh, on this broadcast, I can answer on all your question. It can be question about culture, about the country, about our history, about the war, about my own experience. You can ask what do you want? Ask. It's not trouble for this stream. Today broadcast will be so light, without heavy information about geopolitical and something like this. Worst will ask it, do Russian destroy Ukrainian museums, or have Ukrainian museums moved their collection away from the fighting? It makes me sad to think of the history that Russia is destroying. So we had, I cannot say it on 100% that all museums was saved, all museums was moved, because territories like a Kherson was occupied with very big speed. Yes, and they doesn't have opportunity to move his exponents, to move his picture from this museum, for example. But in the summer, I was in a Ukrainian National Museum in Kiev, and museum doesn't work. Yes, we had a couple showroom, but it's a modern showroom about Ukrainian Russian wars. Other Ukrainian souvenirs, Ukrainian exponents was moved in a safety place, and 90% of museum on a not occupied territory, on a territory under Ukrainian control, hide exponates, and they in a safety place. And I think and I know that always be okay with Ukrainian history. So and it's a good question on every broadcast. China Caldwell, I see that you're a new guy because before I doesn't see message from you. She asked, may I ask what is written on a flag behind you? On this flag, it's a Ukrainian flag with children drowning. And this flag text "Бережіть себе." It's mean stay safe. It means stay safe or be careful and something like this. It's a children sent for us, for our soldiers. It was a gift from children. And Leland Rogers, I saw a video of a huge explosion in a Bakhmut. Do you have any information on it? I don't see a question link on my computer. Okay, if my dears, if you can see question link, just answer me, just ask me in a chat. It's too uncomfortable. So about huge explosion. Today, if you ask about explosion today, because I'm heard information that yesterday or 2 days ago Russian lose on a Bakhmut direct and on a criminal direct Pur 73. It's device. It's device for demining territory. Just a big metal wire with explosion material. And before full-scale invasion, main task for this device, Pur 73, it was demining on a big territory with landmines. But Russian using a device against soldiers, against infantry, and against position. For example, against concrete position, against cinder block position, and something like this. Against fortress. if we will say it in a general. And this device make a very big explosion. I can't imagine it, but it's a real terrible. And Russians use it on a direct Bakhmut direct and on a Kremina the last weeks. You maybe uh, if you mean this explosive, I know about it. Uh-huh. Cheesy, it's our new hater. Hello, Cheesy. Uh, yes, and today I were with my friends in a Kramatorsk, and so near was a big explosive. If I don't mistake, it's a Russian missiles hit in a Slaviansk city, and they destroyed couple civilian houses. President Zelensky make post about it. It's a big number of missiles, and they just destroyed civilian building. It was a big boom today. Uh, I was near of the shit, and yes, it's a fresh ruined. But in a Bakhmut every day, big boom and big explosion. So, and we going to the next question. And we're going to the next question. Oh, I'm seeing that a lot of people find how to use this function. And Ellie, hello Ellie, good to see you here on our broadcast. And Ellie have a woman's question. Are you? My mom every day asks me about it. Are you eating and sleeping enough? Maxim looks thin. Uh, enough. It's interesting word. I wanna say that not enough, but for war it's enough because we a lot work with the media every day. We work with a journalist, work with the infantry, and we are start our work from early morning and can done it at late night. Yes, and but we are eating enough and we sleep how we can sleep. But I think that yes, yeah, we are a little bit tired, but always good in a general because we in the biggest part we do rear work, not directly front line. We don't sitting on a position 10 days like it did our infantrymen's. Uh, we have more easier work than our soldiers, and it's true. And yeah, we are sleeping enough. And I am always, mom, you boys answer for me early. Yeah, maybe you're right. So, Charlie Manson. Uh, I found it. You have to dismiss buy me a coffee blue screen to find it. Much love and support from this United Kingdom's veteran of Bosnia and Iraq. Hello, Charlie Manson. Uh, one moment. So, if question about the blue screen and buy me a coffee link, I don't know on a 100% how work these links on a chat in a blue message. But for me, for example, I'm using a laptop. For me, for example, links on a buy me a coffee are work, and I don't. But link on a PayPal doesn't work because in Ukraine region we cannot use PayPal direct link for sending something. Yes, and if you cannot use link in a blue message, you can use just our nickname under my face on your screen on a broadcast, or links in describe this broadcast. Yes. So big respect for you, veterans of Bosnia and Iraq. I think that you can share experience for our soldiers who are studying in a Great Britain now. Sammy Williams do have a question. Hello, Sammy. Do the puppies have names? Uh, Puppies from previous post. It's a small kitty from a photo. Yes, she's have name, but I don't know this name. Uh, because on every position, on every house, on every shelter, our soldier have puppies. They have kitties, they have doggies, and a big number of puppies. Uh, and I don't remember all, and sometimes I don't ask how name of this kitty or puppy. But if you ask about puppies from a last Instagram post, a guy who share this puppy, if I don't mistake, he said his names on a video, and yes, this puppy have names. So I'm just a check a chat because I know that you are give a question in. Yes, I'm see a question on a general chat, and what say that your guys need to eat more. You need sala. No, I doesn't eat more because I'm fat. A lot of people said me that my face more bigger than 1 years ago, and I think that they right. No, only vegetables diet. No, no more eat, no salad. And Michael Michaels, when the counteroffensive start, do you think your job will change to do something different from what you do now? I think that it will be not a general difference. It's will be not a big changes because biggest part of the materials from a front line. It's making infantry directly make infantry from his helmet come from a body from a GoPro, and I think that doesn't import we are on a defense or we are on an offensive. We will do same work, I think. No big changes. Big changes for the infantry, but not for the press officers. Thanks for the question. And the Chris Slumber, the flashback. Are all National Guard units turning into offensive ones? So, no, not all brigade, because National Guard of Ukraine, it's multifunctional military structures, and we had a lot of tasks. For example, my brigade, it's a task force brigade, it's a infantry brigade, and we are working and we are fight on a front line. But for example, we had National Guard units in all city of Ukraine, and these units can do other job. For example, National Guard response for security on an atomic electrical station, for example, or National Guard response for the police patrol during commandant's hour. It's two, for example, and National Guard response for the prisoners in a prison, and we do convoy activities for the prisoners. And yes, not all brigades. Now we had recruitment campaign in the National Guard, It's a guard of offensive campaign, and this recruitment campaign include 6 or 5 brigades. It's only infantry national guard brigade. For example, patrol brigade doesn't go to the counter-offensive and doesn't go to the offensive because they doesn't have enough armament, enough military strength. They doesn't have artillery or tanks, for example, because they doesn't have a task on a front line before. His task it's civilian city security or strategic object. So yes, all brigade are different and they have a different tasks. And I will check in next question. Kim C. If you had to choose dog or cat, and my friend AK74 Jeffrey too asked me about it today, dog or cat. I like both. I like both because in my village house, my mom owner of dog and cats. But it's a big territory. It's a house in a village with a big yard. Yeah, I'm living in a Kiev in a flat, and now I will not. I will choose no one, not dog and not cat. But if I will have a biggest apartment, for example, I think that I am choose dog, because because man, people, it's a slave for cats. Cat, it's a king in a house, it's a king in apartment, and you just a cat slave. You just give nutrition for the cat, and you just a feeding cat. Sometimes walking with a cat, but dog, dog, it's your friend. It's better friend than cat. It's 100%, because before Rapid Reaction Brigade, I'm served in a K9 unit and working with the dogs. I don't know how it translated on English. I'm just a translated. I breed of these dogs was German Shepherd. I had a 33 German Shepherd. It was service dogs, and I understand by my experience that dog it's a better friend than my cat, because for cat you're slave, for dog you're friend. It's a big difference. But in the future, if I can choose, I'm choose both, because I'm likes and dogs and cats. But dogs is better, only in my opinion. If you have other opinion, just write in a chat and we discuss about it. And so when I will check next question. And it's a Suffer Death. Hello, Suffer Death. It's all our subscribers on every broadcast. I see your activities. Thank you, Suffer. And your question: have you seen the acid grenade for dropping on armor from the drones? Acid grenades? I No, I've never heard and never seen acid grenades. It can be anti-tank grenades, anti-infantry, offensive grenade, defensive grenade, but I never heard about acid grenades. It's legal, and I don't know. Maybe Taliban or Iraq rebels can use acid grenades, but I think that in a regular army, we doesn't have acid grenades. It's illegal. Chemical weapons is illegal. But for Russia, it doesn't important. But in Ukraine, we doesn't have acid grenades. Thanks for the question. And Elvin Archer, hello, Elvin. Pasha, you should make a charity calendar of soldier with the animals adopted. I'm sure we'll make money for Ukraine. Journalists, a lot of journalists and a lot of community groups in social networks, in Instagram, in I forgot, in a Facebook. Sorry, they make a group with soldiers, with the military men, with his adopted animals. They make photo, make calendars, and they make money. I think that making photo with making calendars with animals, it's not general our task. A biggest part of journalists and activists do this work. Okay, I'm just so quickly we'll check our chat. I'm just a quick Michaels said me that for a great answer. Don't worry, not problem, my bro. I hope that always my answer will be great and with good information. I hope. I hope. Good question from the Tony Otteson. Hello, Tony. His question, not in fact a question, but you. No one can tell what kind of person you are by the way you treat animals. So yes, I think that yes, because one moment. For example, it's just a life example. One of my friends, he just hate people. He hate people. He says that people it's a shit. He like dogs, and he already give for his small doggy his last part of bread. Yes, but he is a hate people. But in my opinion, in my experience, if you are so brutal to the animals, so brutal to the cats and to dogs, it's like it's dark part of your soul. If you're brutal to the smaller types of one moment, I have to translate it. It's a very difficult sentences for me. If you misbehave with animals, it can mean that you are not a good man, because you are show your bad parts of your character or your bad parts of your soul. I think if you can not like people, for example, you can hate people, but you are like animals and you can be a good man because animals it's better than people in my opinion. And I think that yes, Tony, on your question answer it's yes, 100%. And I will find a new next question. And the next question, it's not question, it's a recommendation. It's it's a recommendation from a luxury mall. Pasha, you need to eat and be healthy. Brandon started it, and he's just being silly. Brandon might be jealous of you and Max. uh, but what start Brandon? Brandon start diet or start eating more? I think he have a good appetite like me, but for me important. Don't eat a lot. I should use a limit because if I will be eating unlimited, my face, I should buy a new camera and I should install my camera on a rear of my room because my face will be very big and camera can't find my face, can't show my face if I will be so fat. Yes, it's a true. Shaina Caldwell. Pasha, did you attend university after school and what subject did you study? It's a question. Sorry, it's a question from a Shaina Caldwell. After school, I'm going to the military academy. It's a National Guard academy in Kharkiv. And at first, I'm going to the commanding faculty. It's faculty preparing to the commander specialist. At first, it's platoon commander, something like this. It's just a officer, just lieutenant who in the future will be a platoon commander. But I'm studied on this faculty no more than 1 month, and I'm change my faculty. I'm choose philologic faculty, and on a Zeus faculty they are preparing military translators, military interpreters, and officers who are specialists for work with a personal. It's like a psychologist or something like this. Unicum specialty in Ukraine because no one NATO country doesn't have a position like a work with personal officer. They have a S1, it's section personal, but it's a little bit difference. Yes, and I'm studying in a military translation, and I'm study all military subjects, but general main our subject was English and German language. For me, Germany were a little bit difficult, and English for me was more interesting because we had a very good military cooperation with a NATO country, with a European country, and the main military language it's English language, and sometimes it's a French. But second my language it was a Germany, and I doesn't see perspective for German language in army. In a civilian life, German language it's a very perspective because you can go in a Swiss, for example, in a Germany for the work and work like a specialist. But for the military, Germany it's a little bit useless, and I'm choose language and just study English language for years, and have result. Bad result. Now my English more better than 3 years ago when I were graduated, but it was my main specialty. At first it was a military translation, but I had a military interpreter diplomas, but I no one day, never served like a military translation. Uh, I'm served in K9 unit, in a riot control unit, in an infantry unit, but no one doesn't work like a military translator officially. Yes. So, and the next question. What do you use Selex? Does everyone in Donbass have enough of it with them? Selex. If you mean salax like a powder, what? Just answer me on a chat. If you mean salax like a powder, we doesn't use salax powder because salax powder it's a little bit dangerous and a little bit bad for the soldiers with a open bleeding, for example. Yes, we use homeostatic bandages. It's a bandage with Celex, but I should translate this word. But this homeostatic bandage doesn't burn like a Celex powder, and we use similar material like a Celex. And yes, we have enough. But you should understand that I'm again should translate this word. It's consumable item. And sometimes we need more, but usually we have it. We doesn't have a big problems with the medication. We need jets and helicopters and tanks, heavy tanks. uh, Dump Trump 2. Hello, Dump Trump. And his question: hello, Pasha. Have you tried Magyar R18 Ukraine-made drone yet? I'm heard about Magyar. I'm heard about his drones, but for our level, our air reconnaissance drone guys who using drones, they use Autels, they use Mavic, and we try to not use drones, not tested before drones, and we use big UAV like a Valkyria or I forget Furia, Valkyria and Leleka. Handmade drones we don't using. Sometimes using for testing, but biggest part of the reconnaissance task do Mavic drones and Autels drones for us. So yes, because handmade drones can have low quality, for example, and Russian radio reconnaissance can steal this drone, and we just lose it with a big data part, with a big part of information. Because for example, when you use drone have some information where its drone start his way, where you use this drone before, because drone operation system save its data, and it's a very dangerous losing drone. It will be good if this drone will be destroyed, but if Russian just to catch up this drone, it will be bad. But we do use some devices for hiding its information, for changing our geolocation or something like this. But we try to not use handmade drones. So for this, I may be able to translate for you when you come to Peru. When I come to Peru, I invite you. If you will be ready, walk with me on a Peru. It will be beautiful. I'm not need a translator. I need a friend in Peru. Thanks. Yes, thanks. Richard Parnell, question in a general chat. What is the weather like at present in the Ukraine? Is the ground starting to dry out yet? No. No ground, not dry ground, wet ground, dirt, a lot of dirt, a lot of rain, because every year, 1 week before Easter, we had a rain, a lot of rainy days. Today was rain, yesterday was rain, 2 days ago was rain, and the ground is wet. And I think that ground will be dry after 2 weeks. I think no, not early. And yes, roads is bad now, and the ground is wet. Not so good for the heavy vehicle, for the offensive or something like this. Michaels, I think that F-18 Super Hornet would be perfect for Ukraine with the modern avionics. Yes, because we can use jets with the modern avionics like a air defense system and destroying Russian missile. We can use it like a ground support aviation for destroying Russian position, and we can use it for launching missile on a target and destroying Russian command post or supply storage, for example. Yes, we need a more modern aviation, because old jets have a lot of problem because they old, and old jets you can so easy destroy it from a air defense system like a Buk, like a Sa, or like a just Igla. It's air defense complex too. Yes, I think that we need a modern Super Hornet or something like this. But in my opinion, we need A10 Thunderbolt. It's a ground support jets with a 30 millimeter cannon. It's a song of A10 Thunderbolt cannon. It's a song of victory. It's 100%. It's a song of a victory. So, and I will ask a next question. Sorry for pause, because so bright. Funny question from a Chris Lombard. Pasha, you could say that your English got better after you got shell shocked after psychiatry, after asylum course. No, I think and I know that my English better than before when full-scale invasion is started, because I am lead the international team, and I'm at 24 hours per day talking on English. 24 hours per day. I give an English command. I'm trying to describe situation in English and something like this. And thanks for my guys, thanks for my volunteers. My English is better. On third and fourth months of full-scale invasion, I'm start forgot Ukrainian language, because all my guys was foreigners. Yes, not thanks for shell shocked. Uh, After shell shocked, I'm start worst talking on Ukrainian language. I'm just a start worst talking, because uh, I had a speech speed maybe 2 words per minute or 3 words. Only after half of year I'm start good talking on Ukraine. But my English better thanks for my volunteers guys who are fight with me during full scale invasion. Only for thanks for this guy. And Elven Archer. And Elven Archer question. I have some Selex and degrees goes and bandage is the best. I met a Selex rep. He showed how they tested on a pigs to make sure it can stop arterial bleeding in humans. Selex, like a variant, it's just a material for the bandage or for combat gears, but we, our medic, our medic can use only certificated medication. Yes, we cannot use random Celex, we cannot use random bandage, cannot use random tourniquets. We should use only high quality medication. We have no choice, only high quality medication, because from quality of our medication depend your life. If you use bad tourniquet, if you use bad bandage, you can die from a bleeding or for other trauma. It's very important. Good medication is very important, 100%. And I will find the next question. Hey, my dears, just write in the chat. What do you think about this format of broadcast? This broadcast interesting for you when just we working an answer question type? I need your opinion. I need your comments about it. If you like how we're talking with you on this broadcast, just tell me about it in comments. It's very important for me because I'm firstly use its format on a broadcast. Yeah. So, yes, usually I'm just use answer question on a last 20 minutes of every broadcast. But what do you think about all broadcasting in this format? What do you think? Just give me your opinion. And when you write in a chat what do you think about it, I'm answer on a question of Alison Merlo. Alison Merlo just write this message on a big letter on a using caps lock. What did you do before the war? I'm a professional military. Before the war, I'm a soldier in the infantry battalion in Rapid Reaction Brigade. I won a chief of this one section, and I'm start my service from the 2015 year. And before war, I was military. During war, I'm military, but after war, I hope that I will be civilian. Thanks for the question. Sorry that I don't answer you so a long time. So sorry, Alison Merle. So sorry. I'm see your first opinion. Borsdale. This broadcast is very interesting. I like it a lot. And Amethyst Travis. Broadcast is great. Cheryl Wetley, very engaging. Tobas Reaper is a cool. Andy Hoo Pasha. This is a good format. It's a beautiful answer from you. You know, it's very important for me. Very important. Because when I'm talking with you in this format and doesn't use some, I don't know. I'm just said you what I'm think. I'm don't use prepared material and something like this. I'm just share for you my opinion, my mind, my things. And yes, I'm very happy. I'm very happy that you are like this format. Thanks, my dears, and Sammy. Right, я це люблю. Я це люблю, it's on Ukrainian, I like it. Thanks, Sammy. I know that you study Ukrainian language. I hope you have a good success in Ukrainian, and I hope that you so soon will talking on Ukrainian language like me on English, and you are coming in Ukraine. We will show you Ukraine for you. But if you will good study Ukrainian language, because biggest part of Ukrainian people, biggest part of older people doesn't understand language. English language, I think it's for young people. And I'm just find just find next question. Sammy V, what will the name of your Donbass House Renation show be? My It's a good question, but I think you should give this question to the Brandon, granted BC, uh, because he is owner of idea of renovation show on a Donbass. Uh, my dear, we're renovating our house, or my dears, we live on a Donbass. I think something like this, or try to survive on a Donbass. I think it will be good name. Uh, Buildings and houses on a Donbass region, not so expensive, it's so cheap. And if you wanna find a cheap house with a good yard, with a good territory, just go into Donbass. For I think for $30,000, for $45,000, you can find good house. But I can't promise that your house will be okay, because in Ukraine we doesn't have a safety place, because Russian missile everywhere, and Russian artillery everywhere, and Russian jets too everywhere. On a Donbass, it's 100%. Uh, And Jack Ray, has the amount of support you and Max get from us increased since September? Yes, because now numbers of our subscribers increasing, and your support too little bit increasing. And thanks for your support. It's enough for give our units minimum like a drones and whatever they need. Because only thanks for your support we can buy. I should translate this word. We can buy little things that are needed at the front for us, for the infantry. We can buy Starlings for us and for infantry, and we can pay it for Starlings. We are supporting a lot of Starlings of our guys, for example. It's only thanks for your support. And if you wanna support our channel, you can do it by 3 types, not by 2 types. It's PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee service. Links on a Buy Me a Coffee you can see on a description of this broadcast, or in a blue message in your chat. And PayPal same, you can see on a blue message or describe. And 2 sources you can see under my face in your broadcast. Thanks. And thanks, Dumb Trump, thanks for the answer. Do you expect to see another accident on Kerch Bridge? I think that yes. And I can't promise it, and I don't know how it will be organized, because it's it should do our special forces, its special service should do. But I think small explosive will be like a warning for the occupants that they should leave from the Crimea. It will shoot like a warning. For example, just see, we don't destroy your bridge. We give one way for you get out from a Crimea. Yes, and if occupants will say that will not go out from the Crimea, I think that bridge will be destroyed. But it's only my opinion. Don't think that all generals think like me. But I think that bridge will be destroyed, and Russian soldier, Russian occupants will be in a big trap, like a mouse in a trap on a Crimea island. Safedas, I sent link in the Buy Me a Coffee. We speak with when I was in the United States now. Check it out. Sorry, I doesn't have access to the Buy Me a Coffee service. Uh, but if it's on a general access, I can check it. If you want, you can send me in a direct of Gmail or something like this. One moment, I should. I should check something. One moment. Sorry for my pause. Okay, we continue. A good question. Who cuts your hair? They do a good job. You know, I have only one specialist, only one barber in a Kiev, and when I will be on a Donbass, I will not cut my hair. I will be like a hippie with a long beard and with a long hair, and I'm just a cut my hair only when I'm come back to the Kiev because this specialist worked with me more than 1 year. It's my friend. It's my favorite barber, and I cannot choose as a barber. And only he can work with me and with my hair. Yes, and it's Italian man. It's man Italian barber, Italian specialist. And we have a message from Sammy. Have idea for kicking the Russian out the Bakhmut. Feel free to share with Zaluzhny. Audio torture. I will come and say it on a loudspeaker for them and they will run. uh, I think that your voice, it will not be audio torture. I think that audio torture it will be if we play for him his songs like Philip Kirkorov or something like this, or rather Russian pop shit, Russian singer shit. I think it will be worse and it will be more useful than your thing. I think that your voice it's not so bad. Hubert, it's a personal question from the Hubert. If you won $1 million after you win the war, what's the first thing you would buy? What I think would buy? Uh, I think that I will maintain my house in a village. My mom living in a house, and she just working on a railroad. Doesn't have enough money for make uh, big repair, big. I should translate this word. And she can't do big apartment renovation, for example. And I think that I will renovate my house. And next, what I will do, I'm a make a business. I don't know what it will be. Maybe it will be oyster farm or restaurant or something like this. Maybe I'm just buy fields and start. Uh, I should translate this word. Sorry. And start playing plant grain. I don't know, but I think that I will not go buy expensive car, expensive jewelry. No, I think that at first it will be house renovation for my mom, and as next it will be business investigation. I think, but after it, I think that I buy something. But first it's mommy, and second it's a business. It's my main idea and main my targets after military service and after war. Think. Tony Ottison, do you think Ukraine will start to use the Greek alphabet after the war, not the Cyrillic like now? Greek alphabet. I think that we can start to use Latinx. Now we use Cyrillics. After it, we can use Latinx alphabet, like a Poland, like a European country. I don't know what is Greek alphabet. I'm just should check. Maybe you mean Latinic. Not Greek. Not Greek. I think we can use only or Cyrillic or Latinium alphabet. No choice. Only two these types. Suffer that's right. If I had the money, I'd never drive again. Get me a driver. Now, I think that if I had the money, I will continue to drive alone because I'm relaxing during driving. And I think if I will use driver, I will be more fat than now. Same we. At the work, I sometimes think to punish the children when they are not listening. Sinning like a punishment. I think I recommend it in the future for the Ukrainian special forces about sinning torture. What? Question. Is it Easter right now? Not today, not Easter. Easter will be after tomorrow. Today we had I should translate it to words. Sorry, my dears. I don't know why. I don't know why on my request I see result Good Friday. Today not Good Friday. And try to describe why today not a Good Friday. It's a wrong translation. Today, by Orthodox tradition, today Friday when Jesus Christ were crucified. It was a today, but by Orthodox tradition, he will rise again after tomorrow at Sunday. And when he is rise again, it's Easter in Ukraine. No, and the Easter start after tomorrow. 1 week different between Catholic and Orthodox. Tatiana Arndelovich, you can use the both alphabets. Yes, we can do it because we understand both. And for example, for me, when I'm playing in a computer game and I'm just should write a fast message for community, I can use transliteration. What is transliteration? When you use Ukrainian word, but you use not Cyrillic alphabet, you use Latinium alphabet, and we can use transliteration, and it's be good, and we will understand it. Kelendan, hello Kelendan, much love, respect and admiration to all Ukrainian soldier. Thanks for support, Kelendan. And I will go to find the next question. Charlie Manson, right. Charlie Manson, right. In Bosnia, the barber would come onto the unit to cut your hair. He had a poster with different 19th Soviet hairstyle for you to pick from. It didn't matter, everyone got the same terrible bob cut. No, I will not use a military barber. It's only private barber, and we're not living in a Soviet Union and doesn't serve in Soviet army. In my opinion, soldier officers should looks good. For example, it's for in German army during Second World War were a good tradition when officers have a different hair. And when I were in a once of barbershop Kiev, in Kiev, I am see catalog with German hairs of period of 1920s, 1915 years, and biggest of part of this hair it was a military hair, and I think that it's good when soldier looks good. It's good when soldier looks beautiful. And I will find next question or next your message. Message from the Andy Woohoo. My ancestor came from Ukraine and fled the Russian in the 17th stands. I grew up with a hatred for Russia, and well, this invasion has not helped that. Do you think you will ever forgive Russia? I think that no. Russia and Ukraine cannot live in the same time. We have only two choice. Or Ukraine is alive, independence and freedom, but Russia destroyed another planet, or no. In Russia, all good, but Ukraine under Russia control. We doesn't have a third variant, so we cannot live neutral from Russia. They all time trying to influence on our people, on our language, on our culture, on our politics, on our business, on our economics. They try to influence on all Ukraine. And I think when Russia is alive, we cannot live good. We cannot do it because a lot of generation in Ukraine, and for example, if young generation thinks that independence Ukraine is beautiful, it's good, we should build a future for our country. Older generation, it's people who live in a Soviet period. They think that in a Soviet Union were all good. They had cheap prices, they had cheap flats or something like this. And I think that it's old people they don't right because modern world don't live by tradition like 100 years ago. We should find partners. We should work with other country, and Russia it's just like a parasite for Ukraine. And for example, when we wanna go to the NATO, Russia said no, we are brothers. When we wanna go to the economics union, some economics union, when you in before we had SNG, it's a union of independent country. It's like a Soviet Union, yes, all post-Soviet country in one trade and economics union. If we choose Western course, Russia try to break it. And when Russia is alive, Ukraine cannot live independence and good. Yes, and I think we never forgive his. Oh, a lot of orange messages. Ah, so difficult. I hope that you are not tired of the 1 hour's broadcast with the questions and answers. I hope. Uh, to notice, and I was wrong that I'm Again, I mean the Latin alphabet. Yes, Latin alphabet, not Greek. Thanks. Kalendan. Question, Pasha, what is your favorite food? I think it's fried potato. Fried potato, it's my favorite, but my mom fried potato, no other. And I love chicken. Chicken with any variants of cooking. It's a fried chicken, it's a bacon chicken, all variants of chicken. I'm like a chicken meat. Uh, uh, oh, a lot. Ukraine must derussify. Sorry, Kel. No. Ukraine must derussify everything Russian. Yes, you are right. I think that when Ukraine win in this war, they are self-derussificated. They have no other variants. Anywho, thank for the answer. I myself can never accept Russia or Russians. For me, they are not good Russians. As long as they stay in the country and mind themselves, all is good. Yes. You, my dears, all know one phrase. Good Russian, it's... You know how Russian is good. I can't say that on YouTube. I think it's illegal. Maybe YouTube support Russia. Johnny Jones, good morning, Pasha from Melbourne Rayon, Victoria Oblast, Australia. Ukraine is pushing Australia to donate Hafki. How you heard of them? Hafki? Hafki. I don't know what is Hafki. I'm just a check. What is it? Hawkey. What is a Hawkey? Just to describe. I'm a little bit don't understand what is it. Hawkey, it's an armored car. It's APC. No, I know only about Bushmaster because I am see Bushmaster before on a Donbass front line and in a Kiev. But about Hawkey, I don't know. But Australian Bushmaster, it's a beautiful car, good armored MRAP, with a good engine, with a good speed, with a good crew, with a good passenger section. Beautiful Australian car Bushmaster. But about Hawkey, I don't know. Chuck Yamertz. Sorry, I can wrong write your second name. Chuck. Sorry, my dear Chuck. How long do you think it will take Russian government to hit rock bottom before they change and stop be org? Russian people, and Russian government never, remember it. Russian never stop being org. It's a fact. All his history, they are orc. I'm sorry, I can lose in some your. I can lose in some your orange question, but I can 100% answer on a question in a question section. You can give me a question in a special function. Sorry, I'm just a sorry. On the top of your chat, you see two blue message. First message, it's a question. Thanks for this function. You can give me question, and I am answer on the question 100%. And the second blue message, it's a requisite for supporting our channel. How do you know? We doesn't have a monetization from YouTube. It's only thanks for the Russian orgs and for supporting us and supporting our channel. You just can using donating for two service PayPal and buy me a coffee. If link doesn't work, try to copy link. You can find link in a describe under my face on a chat in a blue message and on your screen. Sorry, we continue. Do you think that the imploding failed state of Russia has already started its own revolution? Dumb Trump asked. You know, Russia it's a federation, Russia federation, and this federation including of a lot of small republic. It's like a republic of Ichkeria, republic like a Tatarstan, and a lot of republic too. I think at first revolution start for independence of this small republic like a Ichkeria. After it, when they lose in a lot of region, no, I think when they lose in first region like Ichkeria, in other region, to start protest and to start revolution, and Russia just broke on a small pieces. It's my opinion, but we had a lot of theory how will be future in Russia without Putin's government. A lot of experts said that part of Russia will took by Finlandia, part of Russia will took by United States, Canada, China, and other country. But I think it will be big part of small republic, and they will try to find shelter for him in other country, like a Kazakhstan or like a China. And Borsd will and Borsd will ask what PC games do you play? I'm plays a long time. I think I have a Steam account not less than 12 year, and I'm like strategic games and the simulator games like a Arma 3 or like a Armory Forger, like a Squad. I don't know. I'm like Total War, Empire, and too strategic. I forgot the biggest part of these names, but usually I'm like simulators or strategic. Arma 3, it's my love. I hope that so soon will be Arma 4, and I am like RPG, like a Elder Scrolls, like a Gothic, and something like this. Thanks for the question. And next question is China Caldwell. Pasha, have you met anyone famous through your work? Yes, sometimes I have, but it's Ukrainian famous, it's Ukrainian pop stars, it's Ukrainian famous journalist. But I am never meet with a superstar on like a American scale, on European scale, only local. Only local small stars. Richard Steffen's right. Make Russia small again. Yes, I think it's a good idea. Make Russia small again. It should be anthem for the Americans. It's a main target for United States. Should be make Russia small again, because it's Western influence. In his interest, it's a good if Russia will be small again. Murray Duncan, it's just a want to thank Ukraine for sending a military officers to escort the body of the killed New Zealand soldier back to New Zealand. Ukraine knows how to show gratitude and respect. I doesn't know about the situation when Ukrainian soldiers will give escort to the body. I understand what do you mean. Yes. So it's traditionally all soldiers who would join part and who fight for Ukraine in
Foreign Legion, for example, in other units, uh, they should be respected by Ukrainians, and if they fight for us, we should support his last way. If he from New Zealand, we should give his body to the New Zealand. We shouldn't abandon it, because only Russian tradition he abandoned his soldiers and losing his position and forgot about his soldiers. Now we have situations that Russian soldier doesn't took his dead body from a position, and that Russian body can be on a position a long time, not less than 1 week, not less than 1 month, and sometimes it's a more long. Yes, Ukrainian doesn't do it, and it's not only about Ukrainian soldiers; it's about all foreigners too. Yes, I think that it's the right way. Have you got a bed or on the floor there? Are you comfortable? I'm on the floor, but comfortable. All environment comfortable if you are not sleeping and outside. I think all variants will be comfortable. It doesn't matter it's floor or bed. Insomnia, but I'm losing my insomnia, and now I'm moving on the Don through the Donbass without patches. Yes, I can show if I find my page. I can show it on next broadcast. Yes, our brigade have. Every brigade have patches. Not every battalion, but every brigade it's 100%. Sorry, brigade patch. It's like a face of brigade, and on a brigade patch you can see a tradition, for example, or something like this. And I think that I am show patch on a next broadcast. I am see that bufferization, something wrong with my internet. I hope that it's a first during all broadcast. Yes, it's a right message from a what. If you take flashback, I will see orange message, and thanks for this orange message, I can more easy find your message. You had two types of a given question for me. At first, it's a question function. It's a higher message. Our message with a requisite for PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee. It's a first message. It's a question. If you push on this button, you open separate chat. It's a separate chat with a question, and it's very comfortable for me because I am see only this question. Thanks for this function, and I 100% answer on a question even if it will be in a separate chat. But in a general chat, thanks for your activities, my dears. 178 people watching now. I can lose. I can lose your message. Sorry, because so a lot message. Uh, okay, my dears. I hope that this broadcast will be so interesting for you. I hope that you are like this format, and for me, very important. You should answer on my question. You wanna see this format of broadcast in a future on a future broadcast. It's very important for me because it's just experimental and testing. What's more interesting for you? It's a news on a broadcast, news discussion, or just your question? Because during all broadcast 130 minutes, I am see only two questions about front line. It's very interesting, on a military channel, only two questions about front line. I hope that always be okay. Always were okay. Sorry. And be too. I'm see a lot of good comments. Use this format, good boss. Thanks, beautiful. I think in the future I will be combine these formats. Not a lot, not interesting you. Only general, only important, only what can be interesting for you. And in the future, I think it will be good idea, or just to combine it, or just a mixed. I don't know. In the future, I think will be better. Yeah, I hope that you are like chatting format. Thanks for your activity. Thanks for a lot of messages. Don't forget push to the like button and don't forget supporting our channel. Link for support source you can see in describe of this broadcast and in a blue message and under my face. As you know, we are doesn't have monetization and we are dependent from your supports. Okay, thanks, my dear. Thanks for your activity. And if you have a question, more general, more biggest question, I'm reading after every broadcast and before every broadcast all your comments. I'm not answer, but I'm reading, and I want that you give me a question. And if I will see this question before broadcast, I can prepare into the question. For example, if you something, if you some want hear something about history, about tradition, I can prepare into this question and give for you very advanced answer. I think it will be good if you will give a question in the comments after broadcast. Not here, not in this chat, but in the comments of saved broadcast. Thanks for your activity, my dears. Stay strong, stay with Ukraine. I will go to rest. I think that we are meet so soon. Thanks, my dear. Good night or good day, who in other region, and stand with Ukraine and goodbye.